My name is Alex Toledana, and here I'm presenting to you today about the presidents, about 5 presidents of the Philippines. Table of contents. Number 1, Manuel A. Rojas, the achievements and issues of Manuel A. Rojas. Number 2, Carlos P. Garcia, the achievements and issues or setbacks of Carlos P. Garcia. Number 3, Diosdado Macapagal, the achievements and setbacks of Diosdado Macapagal. Number 4, Fidel V. Ramos, the achievements and issues and setbacks of Fidel V. Ramos. Number 5, Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, the achievements and setbacks of Gloria Arroyo. Number 1, Manuel A. Rojas, the achievements and setbacks of Manuel A. Rojas. Manuel A. Rojas stay in office July 4, 1946 to April 15, 1948. He died of a heart attack. Highlights of presidency. He succeeded in obtaining rehabilitation funds from the US, but in exchange, the US built 2 military bases and the granting of party rights to the granting party rights in exploiting the Philippines' natural resources and owning the country's public utilities and more. And major setbacks: corruption in the government, graft and corruption in the government, and widespread agrarian discontent, and the widening of the mass base of the Hukbalahap.
What is the Hukbalahap?
Yun yung secret society na nag-resist sa Japanese occupation.
And then, what do you think is Manuel Rojas's, diba he was the one who was president after the war? Can you state what kind of ano yung state ng Philippines during the war, during the Japanese occupation?
Very bad. Ang dami nasirang buildings, daming namatay, big torture.
Like can you make an example? Diba you were reading a book of Barefoot in Fire, and the author was a kid during those times. I mean, what kind of life did they have during the Japanese occupation?
Yung life ni Barbara Ann Gamboa noon, yung early years or yung early weeks ng Japanese occupation. So wala silang car, ang house nila pangit, sira na, piglud ng mga tao doon. Tapos wala sila doon ng vehicles kasi kinuha ng mga Japanese lahat na parts ng kahit mga vehicles and machines para sa kanila. So, and yun.
How about the food?
Food, sila yung nag-raise ng sarili ng chickens. So, where's okay lang. And wala sila doon ng faucet. Walang water. Kaya muna sila sa well para mag-get ng water.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
Number 2, Carlos P. Garcia. Achievements and setbacks of Carlos P. Garcia. Next slide po. One, yes. Carlos P. Garcia, stay in office. March 18, 1957. He continued the unexpired term of Manuel A. Rojas to December 30, 1961. Highlights of presidency. Pursued policies of austerity. He urged the Filipinos to lead simple lives and to shun luxurious lifestyles. And he instilled in the minds of the people that public office is a public trust. Fifth, Filipino first. Giving preference to Filipinos over foreigners and to patronize Philippine-made products. And
Do you think that the Filipino first policy is the direct consequence of having US get our natural resources? Because he was the one who instigated the Filipino first policy. What do you think? Do you think the Filipino first policy is a direct consequence of having the US tawag dito na nag-aano sila sa mga natural resources natin? Instead of sa Filipinos, the US were the ones having those resources from us. Louder, please.
Yes. Yes. Wala pa sila doon.
Okay nga, what do you think?
The Americans and Japanese, yung Japanese, yung type of occupational dito, kinuha lahat na resources natin. Kaya yung bank empty. So empty yung banks, walang value ang Philippine peso. So bibigyan tayo ng Mickey Mouse money or fake money with no value at all. And yung Americans, kinukuha yung resources natin sa zero. Ay, hindi ako patapos. And cultural revival pa din. Sabihin ko. And he also improved the relations of other Southeast Asian countries. The Philippines relations with other Southeast Asian countries. Major setbacks. Corruption in the government, purportedly led by Garcia himself, despite his austerity program. Next slide. Number 3, the Estado makapagal. The achievements and setbacks of the Estado makapagal. The Estado makapagal. Stay in office, December 30, 1961 to December 30, 1965. Highlights of presidency. Wanted to suppress corruption in the government and to stimulate the Philippine economy by inviting foreign and he also proclaimed June 12 as a national holiday in celebration of the Philippines independence. Major setbacks. Graft and corruption in the government. Rise of prices and unemployment. The reforms he wished were blocked by the House of Representatives and Senate, which were then dominated by the Nacionalistas or the rival party.
Okay.
Next slide. Number 4, Fidel V. Ramos. The achievements and setbacks of Fidel V. Ramos. Next slide. Sure. stay in office June 30, 1992 to June 30, 1998. Highlights of presidency. Highlights of the presidency. Uh, like, uh, he pursued he did uh, the the 2000 program, which by 2000 will turn the Philippine status into a newly industrialized country by 2000, and granted amnesty to those rebels. Granted amnesty to those rebels. I reached out to his political enemies and granted amnesty to those rebels to achieve real peace and order in the country. Invigorated the Philippine economy and then negotiated with the Moro National Liberation Front, or the MNLF, that and ended a long-standing uprising in Mindanao. He also took charge. He took personal charge of the government's campaign against organized crime. Next slide, Paul. He also made a formal. He protested over China's occupation of Mischief Reef in the Spratly Islands. Major setbacks, widespread power outages due to the high demand of electricity, and corruption-ridden transactions entered into by the government into the country by the government. Failed his last minute. He failed his last minute attempts. He failed his last minute attempt to negotiate a peace treaty, to negotiate with the Prime Minister of Singapore the commutation of Filipino migrant worker Ivy Contemplacion, I think, which made him highly unpopular. Beautiful. Next slide.